All aboard with chaos!
Oh, right then. So here we are for another episode of All Aboard with Chaos. How are we all doing? I hope you're all keeping well. Still the madness continues outside. Still we march on. We keep pushing on, don't we? Oh, we're almost into March now. How time flies, eh? Time flies when you're having fun. Or something like that. But yes, we're keeping going, aren't we? We're keeping going. Anyway, I've got another video for you today. So what I thought would be pretty interesting would be to go on eBay and see if I could get a number of Locos less than £50 and see if they're actually any good. Can you buy a decent Loco to run on your layout for less than £50? Seems perfectly reasonable to me. Let's give it a go. That's what I thought. So I went off my trots onto eBay. I've purchased 3 or 4 of these for about between £30 and £50 and just want to see how they run, basically. Show you guys, see what you think of them. Would you be happy with the purchases, or would you think, no, actually it's just cheap tat, it's no good, get rid of it? So in today's video, the Loco I'm going to show you is a steam locomotive, and it is this. It is a Lima, I mean, look at the packaging. It's a Lima 260 crab. Absolute crabby. That's right, it is a crab. Running number is 13000. Actually quite looks good. It's in the LMS maroon, so it looks pretty stunning. The lettering's really cool. The box is properly vintage, as you can see. I mean, check out the artwork on the back. I mean, how vintage is that? Well, it's this. But yeah, so this is the first Loco that I'll be showing you. I'll be taking a closer look, seeing if there's any defects with it, and then we'll get it on the track and just see how she runs. As I say, so this one was purchased from eBay and it's £34.50, so quite a reasonable price considering, you know, you're getting a tender driven Loco 260 that on, you know, first inspection looks pretty good. So yeah, do you think it's going to be any good? Do you think it's going to be worth the price tag of £34.50? Not as good as my pricing. No, it's not £34.99. No, it's not. It is £34.50. So, is it worth the money? Why don't we find out? We'll get a closer look and then we'll put her on the track. How's about that? I like it. You like it. Do you know that I like it? That's right. Let's get down to the track. We'll find out. Is this worth the money? Hopefully. All aboard with chaos. Alright, so here we are. We've got the Lima locomotive here. I've taken it out of its box, so we're just going to have a quick look. And just, yeah, we just want to see what we're getting for the money, really. So, as I mentioned, this one was £34.50, I think it was. Yeah, £34.50. I thought it was fairly reasonable. But you've got to accept it's going to be a cheap Loco. I think, as I mentioned, for me, I just want to see, do we get any value for money here? And ultimately, does the Loco work? That's all we're interested in, isn't it? Are we getting something that we can use? Or is it just a cheap mess? Bear in mind that, you know, a lot of the newer Hornby Locos, Bachmann Locos, they're all about 100 or 100 plus, aren't they, pounds? So, just is it possible to get a Loco off eBay for less than £50 that works and looks alright? So, if we just have a look, and I'll just bring it a bit closer so you can see. So what have we actually got? I mean, looking at it overall to begin with, it doesn't seem too bad. There doesn't seem to be any real defects on there. Potentially some handrails missing just in this bit here. You've got that going along there and it kind of stops. It's just kind of free, and then there's like a hole on the boiler. Kind of looks like something should be going in there. And it's the same on the other side as well if we just turn it around. Whoa. That is a downside. So the tender cover comes off. That is loose. We need to have a look at that. But yeah, so if we just turn it over, again, you've got this gap here on the boiler where there's a hole on there. So something should go there, but I don't know what. But other than that, I mean, just looking at underneath, I can't see any real defects or anything like that. It's kind of the main Loco and the tender are crudely sort of joined together with this sort of linkage mechanism. So I'm hoping that means that there is at least some tender pickups there as well. Not tender pickups, sorry, Loco pickups. There should be some tender pickups because that's where the motor is. So I'd be surprised if there isn't. And yes, I can actually see them in there as well, the brass pieces. So yeah, I mean, on the whole, it looks fine. As I say, we've just got this issue with the cover, which is that way. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to fix this on. It sort of clips in place, but then obviously if you try to pick the Loco up with that, then it just comes apart. Just looking at the gears, again, I don't know if you can see this. If we just look at the gears, there doesn't appear to be that much issue with them. They seem in good condition. The actual drive gear, I can't see because it's in like a plastic shroud. The brass contacts on the other side, they're not too bad. It's all been a bit crudely soldered together, but you know, it should be functional. The tender's got some traction tyres on there, which is they look a bit naff. Oh, these tender wheels are actually a bit dodgy. They don't turn very well. That's okay. They haven't actually got any flanges on these wheels, so maybe they're not going to be doing much anyway. In terms of driving the Loco, it's mainly the two forward and back ones that might be doing the work. The traction tyres look a bit worn. But yeah, as I say, all in all, for £34.50, there's nothing really that, you know, I can complain about. So I just need to figure out how we get this to stay on. You know, we know it clicks in place. So there we go. So yeah, overall, I mean, the detailing, I do quite like it. It's a good livery. There's some fairly good parts on it. I mean, the coal detailing is quite cool. You see that? The coal's quite nice. It's not sprung buffered, but again, for this price, I wouldn't expect it. Just this tender. How do we sort this tender out? I don't think it used to have a screw or something. One thing I've just noticed on the tender there's a bit of detail missing. I can see a glue mark there. Something should have been glued in place. Obviously that's not there. But yeah, as I say, it's not bad. £34.50, you know, that is the big key. But I wouldn't be overly fussed, to be honest. That looks like it's been glued in place and it's snapped. So maybe that's where we're going wrong there. Right, so I mean, all in all, I don't think it's that bad. For £34.50, cheap buy on eBay. It's visually not too bad. A few defects. The wheels are not exactly great. The tender needs sort of fixing in place. But all in all, yeah, I'm happy with that. So I think now the main test is going to be actually getting it on the track and see how it works. So let's head to the test track and see how she gets on. Alright. Alright, so here she is on the test track. Looking nice and lovely. So let's just get her running around and see how she gets on. Give her a bit of power. It would help. It would actually help if I plugged it in. There we go. Right, now let's try. Oh, see? Quite responsive, straight out. Making a bit of noise. That's fairly slow speed on the controller, and she's doing all right. Right, let's see if she goes backwards. All right. Oh, there she goes. Bit more power there just to fire her around. Not quite as responsive going backwards. A few issues. But yeah, not bad, I would say. Not bad. So let's bring her to a stop. There we go. Right, well, I think it's time if we put her down on the main layout, and then we'll just see how she gets on. We'll give her some coaches to pull, and yeah, just go from there, really. Alrighty. Alright, so here we are. We're down on the main layout now. We're going to give her a test, couple up to the coaches, and see how she gets on. Oops. Clear of the points. There you go. Well, So the crab, it's running around okay-ish. It seems to lose power halfway around. There is a bit of an issue, like I think if the tender wheels are not quite touching the track sometimes, so every now and then it'll stop. You have to sort of push down on the tender and away it goes again. Whoa! So yeah, you know, it's a bit hit and miss, but it can do a full lap, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the full lap. Outwardly, you know, it is running fine. There's no bits dropping off it. It's pulling the coaches. Yeah, you know, that's kind of what you want, isn't it? That's all you want from it. So we're going to take a closer look. You know, it's that time. Oh yeah, it's that time. It's track cam time. You know it's good, I know it's good, but do you know I know it's good? That's right, let's get down on the track cam, let's take a closer look at this and let's just see her run. Come on then, let's go. Well, there we are folks, that brings us to the end of the running session and, well, what is the verdict? Is this beast, is it worth £34.50 or would you rather buy the brand new £100 version? To me, do you know what, I'm actually quite happy with it. For £34.50, despite its flaws, it needs a bit of TLC, but I like it. I kind of like the retro box. It's a bit different, it's a bit, you know, it's not like when you buy the Hornby Locos and the Hornby packaging is pretty decent. This is retro and I kind of like it. And all around, I think the money's been well spent here. I'll be able to invest a bit on the tender, I'll be able to invest a bit of time just making sure the wheels are cleaned up and make sure they are contacting the track when it's running around. Yeah, I'm pleased. I mean, but what about yourselves? Would you buy this for £34? Would you invest in a Loco like this? Or would you think, well, it's not really worth it? You know, let us know what you think. I'm quite happy with it. I want to put it through more testing and maybe add some more coaches to it. Maybe get it running around the inside track just to see how she functions on that. But I mean, handling points and that, she can do it, you know, she can do it. So that's all good. I'm going to leave it there. I think this video's gone on a bit too long now. Yeah, I won't keep me now. That's it, done. We're ready to sign off. But yeah, thanks again for watching. Take care of yourselves and good night. Cheerio. Bye bye. Wallet.